Today I will be discussing the court case Stone versus Von Nuys Farms. This court case was brought to the South Dakota Supreme Court after it was thrown out by a circuit court judge. Some of the facts behind the court case were that Jeffrey Stone, he was an employee of Von Nuys Farms, and he was suing them because he was involved in a farming accident that involved a trailer and a couple other employees. He was standing behind a tractor, and what had happened was he had just gotten out of the tractor and he was standing behind it, and another employee went to go talk to the driver of the tractor, and the driver of the tractor was being that individual. According to court documents, the driver hollered twice that he was backing up the tractor, but Stone didn't hear either one of those calls, and as he backed up, he backed over his ankle and leg, which caused him severe injury. One thing that I thought was really interesting in this case is that Stone brought up is that he was suing them for negligence because they were not providing a safe workplace and were not providing proper safety training as well. And he noted that because there was an employee standing on the stairs of the tractor, that was obstructing the driver's view, and if he would have been provided proper training by the farmers or by Von Nuys Farms, then he would have been able to know that he was obstructing the view. He would have had to get down, and he wasn't able to look completely all around the tractor. He was only able to look behind them, and Mr. Stone was not in that line of sight. Also, he was claiming that due to that, the driver of the tractor was negligent and they were not providing a safe workplace. One thing that the South Dakota court decided, they were in favor of Stone because originally the circuit judge had granted summary judgment to Von Nuys Farms, but they believe that Von Nuys Farms was not providing a safe work environment. One thing that Stone mentioned that he had worked 15-hour days and that had contributed to it, but Von Nuys Farms stated that they were used to working that many hours and they were always told that they could take breaks, they could go home, lunch, different things like that. So that wasn't a contributing factor, but that was one thing that Stone mentioned that it was. Also, they said that they were in favor of Stone because of the training that was not provided. Von Nuys Farms said that their farmers and employees were trained, and that Stone was an experienced farm worker, and that they did note that they were not given supervision at all times, but they did note that he was an experienced farm worker, and that whenever supervision was needed, it was given on different experience tasks. The incident occurred about midnight that night, and like I said, the South Dakota Supreme Court did overturn the circuit judge by not granting Von Nuys Farms summary judgment. I think that this case is really interesting and really important to agribusiness and farmers because it goes to show you that you do need to provide proper training to all of your employees, no matter how experienced you think they may be. Safety training on site, making sure that employees are not overworked. I think it's important for farmers to kind of look at this court case and reevaluate their own training programs in case something like this were to happen. So if an employee was to get hurt on the job, they were able to say, these are the trainings that we provided them, this is what they were given. They knew how to operate machinery because Stone said that the driver of the tractor had not, if he would have been given proper training, that he would have known how to operate the tractor, but he wasn't. So that was one thing that factored into this case as well. I think it's also important that farmers look at this, and agribusiness as well, that, farming is a dangerous job, and this training is important, and that anything can happen. And I think this is just one thing that farmers can look at and kind of grow from and take it as a learning experience as well.